Hello, everyone. Welcome to another stream. We've got a few people on right now, a few people filing in. I like to think I've been pretty punctual on starting these streams on time, and that's always a good thing. I don't like when I join streams and everybody's waiting around for the guests to join, or it's just silence or whatever, that sort of stuff. So I like to be on time. And I'm glad that we've got some people trickling in. So, welcome on another Thursday. It's 2 o'clock here, my time, just outside of Toronto. This seems to be the time that we've been doing these, and I think I'm just going to name these Omni Lives anymore because they're not really spaces. They're not exclusive to Twitter or X. They're on YouTube as well. I didn't mention in the any type of the advertising or mentioning of this, but we are going to do some rumbles as well. We did that last time where we would talk about a few things. I called them Omni commercials, where we would play some Rumble Royale in the Omni Discord, and then we talk about the project. I thought that was pretty fun. We were able to give away some money, do some interactive stuff. So if you're listening and you're joining early, go join the Discord if you did so last time. Get in that Omnified channel, and we'll play a few rumbles after we talk about a few things. So it is not the best day here for me. It's really rainy. It's really overcast. I've lost my power for 3 days in a row. I'm hoping that doesn't happen on this stream as well. So if you suddenly see me gone, that's what's happening. But we're gonna give it a go, nonetheless. A lot of good things happening in my area. I know everyone in the Omni community and most of the people listening here today are huge baseball fans. And of course, they love the Toronto Blue Jays just like I do. What a coincidence. So, big happenings a couple days ago. Toronto Blue Jays were playing the Seattle Mariners. It was game 7 in Toronto. And this Toronto Blue Jays team, I tell you, they've been doubted all year. Last year they finished last, not in the all of baseball, but in their division they finished last. Didn't make the playoffs, and now they are World Series bound. And that first game is going to start tomorrow. So it was incredible. I was watching the game here alone with one of my friends. And it was just hilarious. We're sitting there watching the game, and for most of the game, we were kind of down because there wasn't a lot of going on offensively for the Blue Jays. And then Springer comes up, and what does Springer do? Well, let's just have a look. Here we go. Here we go. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? The Toronto area, Toronto itself has about 4 or 5 million people. And then you've got the GTA, which is the greater Toronto area, which is all the cities kind of around Toronto. And I think that adds up to around 10 million people. And when the Blue Jays are in the playoffs, it brings 10 million people to a frenzy. Everywhere you go, people are wearing Blue Jay gear. You're seeing all the highlights. Like, it just energizes this whole area. And the Blue Jays are the only team in Major League Baseball that is a Canadian-based team. That's also the same as our Raptors in the NBA. And so you've got coast to coast 40 million people across Canada cheering for this team. And I just love it. I shouldn't be talking Blue Jays stuff in this Omni stream, but like I said, you guys are all Blue Jays fans, so we love it. I had to touch on it. This team has been doubted. Right from the start, right from the beginning, they weren't going to make the playoffs. They weren't going to get through the Yankees. They weren't going to get through the Mariners. They would never make the World Series. And yet here we are. And what's the narrative this time? They're going to get swept by the Dodgers. I promise you that will not happen. This team has been doubted too much, and they just don't care. They just keep winning. They humiliated the Yankees, which I wish I could just say that constantly because I'm not a Yankees fan, but they humiliated the Yankees. They played really tough against Seattle, who I really like because they're almost like sister franchises. When Major League Baseball expanded in 1977, both the Blue Jays and Seattle came in at the same time. And Seattle is the only team in the Major League Baseball that hasn't ever gone to the World Series. And so I feel for their fan base. I like that team. I like that city. I like everything about Seattle. And I wish they could have gone. Unfortunately, they had to play my Toronto Blue Jays, and better us than them. So maybe next year, Seattle, but it's fantastic. I love the Blue Jays. I love talking about them. I wish we could talk 2 hours for them, but that's not what we're here for today. Let's have a look at some of the comments that we've got rolling in. We've got Mr. Gojen, one of our top community members. He says he wishes everyone a happy Thursday. We got Clone. He holds down Telegram for us. So if you're ever over in our Telegram, you're probably very familiar with Clone. We got some Blue Jay fans in here. I like the Blue Jays. I know you do, my man, and that's great. Oh, we got people saying repost the stream. Sure. We got people wishing Spat, wishing him a good day, and people just saying, hey guys, to the community. Too late to say go Dodgers. Yeah, it is. If you want to get booted or banned from the Discord, just go talk about the Dodgers. And once the stream's finished, I'll get in there and clean up all the mess, right? Okay, so what else is going on with Omni? So first thing, the Omni. Wait, I better get this back here. Ape bonds. Let's talk about ape bonds for a second. Now, what this is a vested bond that you can buy for a savings on the price of Omni as it is right now, which I think today it currently stands at about 26 cents. So you can go in and purchase Omni for a reduced price, and then it will be drip fed to you over the course of 30 days. And so at the end of the 30 days, you'll have your full amount, and you'll have bought it at a reduced price. So I can't remember the exact number that we made available of Omni tokens for this. I think it was around maybe 100,000. So we're 31% of the way there, probably a little more than that, even because this graphic's a couple days old. So there is some time to purchase one of those bonds. If you go over to our X account and scroll down right here for this post. This was from October 9th. You can go over and you can go to 8bond.click/Omni if you wanted to purchase it. Another thing I want to talk about is we have now passed 400 million in volume, which is incredible. When you think about it, when you think of how much money $1 billion is, and we're almost half of the way there already, it's pretty impressive. We still need to do a lot of the things that I hear people saying in the community. When are we going to get the aggregators and all that stuff that really bring that volume? They're coming. Every single day we're in talks with these guys to get more and more added, and it happens. It seems to be a lot slower of a process now than when we did all these exact same things on BaseSwap, which are not just the aggregators, but getting DBank account verified, getting CoinMarketCap our account verified over there. I did the verification for DBank and for CoinMarketCap, and it was simple. It took me 30 minutes. This time, a year later, it's like 20 emails. It's like, you're trying to reach out to them in all these different ways. You're trying to get this done. And they're, really just sending you back invoices. Give us $20,000 and we can make this happen. Give us $30,000 and we can do these things for you. And it's a little ridiculous. I don't know why things got so much harder, but they did. So we're working on this stuff all the time. We're making progress every single day. And when I look at this number, I feel really proud of this number because I know that this is constantly going up. I'm constantly seeing forward momentum, and I know that's going to get a whole lot better. So 400 million, I think actually, if you look at our page, the main Omni page, it's actually higher. Yeah, so it's almost at, $430 million. So it keeps climbing, and that is awesome. Let's also talk about Omni Echo campaign. So the Echo campaign, you've heard me mention it a few times now, and it is where if you had 500 vOmni tokens locked for a minimum of 2 years, we would match that lock you had 1-to-1. So if you had 500, we would match it. If you had 750, you'd receive 750 in one of the 2 airdrops that were going to take place, one midway through the campaign and one at the end of the campaign. The mid one has already gone out, and we talked about that in our last stream, and we don't have much time left on the Echo campaign now. We made the announcement on the 29th of September, I believe. What's today? October 23rd. Yeah. So you've got about 6 days, 5 or 6 days, if you want to take part in that Echo campaign. Buy Omni, lock it for minimum of 2 years. I think 90% of the people actually ended up going for the full 4-year lock, as that worked out best for the locking ratio. If you locked 500 Omni for 4 years, you would get basically 500 vOmni. I think it actually was like 498 or something, but close enough. If you locked that 500 Omni for 2 years, you would probably only get 250 vOmni. So it really made sense to go for that full year lock and then to receive the match on top of that. Like I stated before, I thought that was a no-brainer play, and it's still looking like a good one. This program was very successful. There was a huge wave when we first launched it of people rushing in, locking down those Omni tokens, getting the vOmni. Then we saw another good wave sort of come in last week as the program was getting ready to end or wrap up, and so probably we'll see another last little wave as we near the end on this program. I don't think this is the last that you've seen of the Echo campaign. I don't think we'll run it continuously, like as in every month. I think you'd probably want to put a couple months in between and then re-release it. I know that other competitors have theirs running all the time. Flight School is one that you can take part in all the time. But like I said, their buy-in was so much higher than ours. We really wanted to make this accessible to everyone in the community. So that's where we're at with that. I think that it's a great program, and you've still got a couple days left to do it. Okay. Now, like I said, I wanted to do some rumbles over here because I think they're fun. Because I didn't mention it, I wanted to kind of see how many people would be able to join in just from listening, and maybe keep the bots down. So I'm over here in our Omni Discord. I'm going to increase the screen here for you, and I am going to fire up one. And let's see how many people can play and we're able to get over in time. So just give me 1 second to get this set up. And we'll give it the first one 3 minutes just to give people some time to get in. So let's see. Oh, yeah, okay. People are listening. We got a couple. So let's all the games, this one I'm going to do. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do 30 Omni tokens for every single game because we're not going to be able to play as much, um, as many games as we did last time. So I also don't have my friend GoGen writing down the winners for me. So I know he's on the stream. If he wants to write down the winners, just so that I can keep it straight and have something to verify against my list, that would be awesome. But as Spat saying in the thing, don't tag guys. That will keep that'll bring the bots in. This is probably your best chance to win some prizes here. Sure, Spat. If you win a rumble, I'll pay you out, and then you can choose to give it to whoever you like under any conditions that you like. So, okay, let's go. Let's go. So let's see what happens. How do the markets look? Well, they are not looking that great right now, I think. Um, I've been happy with the price of Omni. I was looking at a few of the other tokens, some of our competitors, and seeing how they've held up, and I think we've done better than some of them, than most of them. Uh, I was in the last time we were on here, I was in a Foxify trading challenge, which I absolutely demolished, just like the Blue Jays, the competition, and I did great. And when I went in, most of the levels on the prices on the tokens that I went in at are currently where they're sitting. So I'm going to watch this for another, I don't know, day or so, and then not financial advice, but I might get back to some leverage trading and see if I can't put in some longs as the market recovers, because I really think it will. There's I have my reasons as why I feel it does what it does some of the time, and I think a lot of that are political based right now, and I won't get into that too much. But it seems like whenever we get some tariff announcements, especially on China, the market crashes and stocks crash and everything does. But to me, everything is just looking so oversold. Um, when I was in the trading competition last time, BNB was a fantastic one for me. I think I made over $1,000 on BNB alone. I did some other stuff. I did plasma, which did well for me. I might look at some virtuals, which I think is like big time oversold. If whenever I don't see virtuals at $1, I just think that that's super oversold. So that might be one I look at as well. Thoughts on ZZ Pardon? Yeah, give it to him. I think he's got dual Canadian citizenship. Binance played a huge role of me entering crypto, and he gives them to everyone else. So go ahead, go ahead. Right? We need him in crypto. I really believe that. So yeah, whatever. Round two, round three, 9 players left. All right, someone's gonna win some easy money here. Normally we have like 48, 50 people in these. So I think more people will start to filter in. We've got 8 players left. This is for 30 Omni tokens. And for those that aren't familiar with how they would claim those tokens, just open up a support ticket here in the Omni Discord, drop your wallet address, and I will send those Omni tokens over on the base chain. So round five, 5 players left. Let's see. Let's see who's going to get it this round. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, round 7. These guys must really be battling in there. There we go. There we go. Guardy. Yep. Nice to see you in here. You got 30 Omni tokens, my friend. All right. I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down. I'm going to fire up another one here just like that. No waiting. And we'll make the time a little shorter. We'll put it back down to 2 minutes since we got a few people in here now. So there we go. There we go. There we go. Get in there. The rumble soon. All right, another rumble starting up. There we go, 30 Omni tokens. Let's go over and look at a couple comments here in the chat. My friend Bert, he's here. He says hello to everyone. Spat's in there. Hey guys. Praz wishes everyone a good morning, good afternoon. So for those of you just joining us, we are playing a few games of Rumble in the Omni Discord while we talk about some Omni related stuff. So we'll play out this second game here, and then we'll go back and give a few updates about what else is going on in the Omni community. All right, 60 seconds till we start. We're harvesting our cucumbers because that's the first thing you should do before you enter a battle. Let's get your cucumber ready. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be watching the Blue Jays. The other team that we like to cheer for, the Toronto Raptors, they opened their season yesterday against the Atlanta Hawks. Of course, they won. They set a franchise record for most points scored in a home opener, which was crazy. Raptors didn't make the playoffs last year. I think they're going to do just what the Jays are going to do, and they're going to shock everyone and make the playoffs as well. With their one win, the Raptors are in first place or tied for first place in the NBA. So that's why we cheer for the Blue Jays and the Raptors, because we like first place teams, right, everyone? All right, 15 people. This is good. These are really good odds. Clone got a dagger from a sponsor. I don't know who's sponsored Omni and is giving out daggers, but somebody is, and Clone picked one up, and he's going to go to work with that thing. Round 2, 9 players left. Let's see who can do this. Last time we were doing the Rumbles, I was surprised. It was like all new. It was all new winners. I didn't recognize a lot of the people that had it won. Now I wondered if that might be due to people joining on YouTube, and I just wasn't familiar with their YouTube handles compared to their Discord handles. Most people, they may not be the same, but there's usually kind of similarities that I can usually pick up on. So we had a lot of new winners, which I'd like to think that means we had new people joining our community, which is always a great thing, which is the reason that we do these streams and we do these rumbles, and we try to give back to the community where we can, and we like to do it in a little bit of a fun way. Round 6, down to our top 3 players. I was one of those, but I ate some berries, and I guess they instantly killed me. So I will not be the winner here. Slam's in here. Nice to see you, Slam. There we go. Sold it. Good. Another community member that we know, one of our, I believe, ambassadors. The Omni. 30 Omni for you, my friend. All right, congratulations to our 2 winners today. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to this, but we're just gonna put it on pause for a minute here while I share some other things. Now the Omni meme madness. So I want to talk about this for a second, because I've mentioned this now twice, if not 3 times, in these what I'm calling now Omni lives. So what I wanted to do here was I wanted to be able to reward the like our loyal community, the people that are in our community, that are in our Discord, that are interacting, that are adding value to the community in some way. I also wanted to reward people that are out there grinding with us and sharing posts and doing all that stuff. I know not everyone can take part in things like Omni Echo Boost and invest a couple $100. So I want everyone rewarded. I didn't see that much interest in this Meme Madness contest, at least from the people that I sort of wanted to. I wanted a mixture of kind of both of those groupings, the people that are supporting Omni a lot more financially, and also the people that are doing the grind with us. I wanted to see kind of a nice mix. And really, I didn't really see that mix. So I'm going to have to think of how we could run this contest and still do it, but get more people involved, because I did get some of the final artwork and I really liked it. There was, let me share some here. I'll just quickly show you some of the art that the graphic designer had made for us. Just little meme type graphics that I thought were really cool. I think I got a couple more here. We got this one, which I've just finished off with the designer a couple days ago. I wanted this to be our one of one meme, our Madrid, the big dog NFT, and I was gonna put like some kind of a big prize associated to this of whoever won, maybe a couple $100 or a couple $100 worth of Omni or something behind this. So I still want to do it, but I think I'm going to focus more on the Omni points um, than running the Meme Madness. So we'll go back to my screen here, and I'll take you over to the Omni points. And I know a lot of people here have been taking part in the points, and I can tell by just the amount of participants. Now, right now, I do have a leaderboard sprint on, and that's still open. It's probably going to close. If it's not today, it's tomorrow. So people here have been earning these points during the time I've run this sprint, and I usually run them for anywhere between 5 to 7 days. For this one, I had 10 winners of $10 each for a total of 100, and then people in the top 11 to 20 were getting $5 each for a total of $150. What I've found, because I've now run 2 of these, is that the leaderboard sprints, new people get too much of a advantage because they get to go through and follow all our accounts for the first time, or they get basically all the tasks available to them. And the people that have done it on the main leaderboard, like Bert, who's here today, and GoGen, YHK. These people, even though they're miles ahead in the points, they're not winning the leaderboard sprints because they've done all the tasks. So I'm not going to do any more leaderboard sprints. And starting Monday, I'm going to allow you. I'm going to do some sort of task that will allow you to be able to spend these, because these people, these top 20 people, these are the ones I really want to be rewarding. Not that I don't want to reward the new people, I do, but I feel these people have done it. Like when you look at Bert and GoGen, to earn these amount of points, they must have done every single task available. And a lot of these are on-chain based tasks, which is hold Omni token, provide liquidity on the DEX, have Omni on one of the 7 chains that we support. So these are the people. This is the leaderboard that I want more focus on, instead of the leaderboard sprint, where a new person that could have just been finding out about us for a first time, yeah, they went ahead and did a ton of tasks, but I don't think that they should have an advantage over this leaderboard, the main leaderboard. So that's where I'm going to be putting my focus. And a lot of the people, the ones that are playing Rumble with us right now, most of the people on this chart, they have that omnified role. So with the Meme Madness, I know I'm kind of all over the place here, but I really want to do more with that omnified role. I can incorporate it into our point system, where I can put rewards out, and only the people with that omnified role will be able to take part in a leaderboard sprint, for example. So that's still going to be very valuable, and I still will roll out the memes and stuff like that. But if I do an NFT like we had done before, once they're minted, new people can't join. With this points, if someone was to climb up the leaderboard and join and do a lot of tasks, I'd like to give them that omnified role and allow them to join in kind of at any time. So I think that the way that I initially planned to roll out the meme madness isn't the best way to do it. I want to focus on this leaderboard, these points, be putting all the reward money that I've put out, which so far has probably been over $500. I want it going to these people, and I want to put more money towards that. So I have to learn about these things too, right? I have to try, and that's why I always test things out. That's why I might do small campaigns of $60 or $100, just to make sure. I've always got to stay one step ahead of the bots and the people that are trying to work the system, and I have to figure out, where those loopholes are, and then when I think I've got that sort of worked out, then I can, do the bigger rewards. I thought that might be able to be done with an NFT ownership, but now I'm starting to see that might not be the best way to do it. And if I just focus on this leaderboard and a few other things, I think I'll be able to hit the market that I'm trying to hit. So okay, Bert says he's got a problem here. The swap aggregator to swap ETH to Omni Unlimited, I know the task he's referring to, still isn't working. I swapped $100 and got 0 points for it again. Okay, that's a good question, and it allows me to kind of explain a few things. When we were doing Zealy campaigns, when tasks were put out, I know a lot of people would open up support tickets and say, hey, I wasn't able to do this task, or this task wasn't approved for whatever reason. And then the administrator of Zealy, who was Spat and Slam and Taz, they would be able to go and assign those lost points. When it comes to this point system and TaskOn, I don't have an administrative panel that allows me to award those missing points. So the only way I thought to work around that was to get that person online at the same time, go and make an easy task like visit a website, and then allow them to get those points and then remove it. That's not a way to run a contest. Like, it has to be automated. So if there is a task like this that isn't working, I just have to remove that task until I can test it again and make sure it's working. Now, the good news is I've spoke to the dev of TaskOn through my connection there, and what I've been able to do is have them implement the Omni Exchange into their aggregator. Now, that should have been done when we were part of OpenOcean. Once we were listed with OpenOcean, which is an aggregator, it should have pre-populated our DEX already, allowing me to do a million more type things, because I'd like to be able to just do volume swaps of any kind, right? Like, I don't want it to be exclusively Omni. I want you to be able to swap Ethereum to USDC or vice versa. If I do that right now through TaskOn, I can't guarantee that trade will be done through Omni, right? It could go through Uniswap, or it could go through Aerodrome, and that just defeats the whole purpose. So the issue was they didn't pick it up. They listed us like partially, and then they had some 10-day vacation. Must be nice. And it didn't get done, and now it's been a week and they're back to work, and now they're getting caught up. So once that happens, all these tasks are going to get a million times better, and this type of stuff where the aggregator wasn't picking it up is going to be rectified. So Bert, I know that you're top of the leaderboard, you're out here grinding, you're doing exactly what I want to do, and I can't fix that for you right now, unfortunately. I'm afraid, my friend. I just have to remove the task. let the task on developer say to me, okay, you're set up, you're ready to go, and then go through one night and make a whole bunch of tasks. So this points program, it's a work in progress like everything else. The longer it goes on, the better it gets. Everything's kind of got wrinkles. I don't have the flexibility that we had with Zealy, but we also have a lot of options here that we didn't have with Zealy. And I think that this is going to be really good. It's been good so far. I've put a decent amount of money out on it. I just haven't been properly rewarding the people that I'd like to. So with that, great question. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Bert. With that, let's go back and let's play another Rumble. I'm going to fire this one up. Can only do so many things at a time here. I'd love to use some of these other features, but I don't, these other game modes, but I don't know how to start them. When I start them, it just like crashes. So here we go. Same deal, everyone. This is going to be for 30 Omni tokens. Let's get ready to rumble. That's right, Spot. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I know I just blabbed on about the Omni Points campaign. I hope that wasn't too much. I hope that I didn't confuse anyone and maybe they don't know what I'm talking about. But overall, I think the points campaign has been really good. It is working. Yes, there are a few tasks that I noticed people have had trouble with, but there was something like 2,500 people or more, maybe even up to 3,000 had taken part and done a task so far. And I've only had 2 or 3 tickets, support tickets opened up in our Discord. So I think that's really good, right? For an automated program to be doing what it does, and I've only had 2 or 3 hiccups. I think that's great. The fix that I just mentioned, I think it would have solved both of the support tickets, and so that's really good. And when I look at the points campaign, I know half of the community. When I go up and down through that list, I recognize names from our community and handles and stuff like that, which means that the people in our community are taking part in the points campaign. They're leading the campaign, and once I make that adjustment from leaderboard sprints over to spend your points to earn rewards, those people will be able to be the ones receiving those rewards just as I intended it to be. So here we go. We got our Rumble Royale starting in 15 seconds. We're planting berry bushes, which is sus because everybody eats the berries and dies. So if you're out there getting ready for battle and your stomach's growling and you're like, maybe I'll just grab a quick snack, don't do it because it's going to kill you. Just take a deep breath and get ready for battle here. Round 1, we started with 18. We're already down to 15. This is for 30 Omni tokens. I don't know how much money-wise we gave away on the last one. I usually try to shoot for $100 or $150. Anyone here today that is omnified, you're still going to get that 50% bonus. So keep that in mind. That's going to apply all the time. So, with what I was saying about the points and everything else, it is going to pay to have that omnified role. If for nothing else, you're going to join our rumbles and you win a round, you're going to get 50% more tokens if you're omnified. So go get it. Spat likes the Madrid 1 of 1. I like the Madrid 1 of 1 too. Are bribes up and running? Right now, our epoch, the latest epoch, and for us, epochs are 2 weeks. We just flipped over a couple days ago. I think there's 12 days left or something in this epoch. Yes, bribes will be coming. When we have our weekly calls, sometimes we have more than just weekly calls. Our next one is tomorrow. Bribes are the first thing that we discuss. It's what we're talking about probably the most these days, outside of implementations or improvements to the actual platform. Oh, look at that. I'll continue my thought here in a second. Mr. Spat, who is not omnified, has just won 30 tokens. And I told him that if he wins it, I'm actually going to send it to him. And then he can give it away in the chat however he likes. So I know nobody likes to hear that, but he's gonna do a giveaway after I do a giveaway with my giveaway money, which is Madrid's giveaway money. So look for that. Congratulations, Spat. You were a true warrior today. And Spat's been here from the start, right? Is there anyone more loyal to Omni than Spat? I don't think so. So there we go. A big congratulations to our winner Spot. So let's fire up another one here for 30 Omni tokens. And just for those that don't know me, I would never give a prize to a team member. It's always for the community. But Spat always gives me a hard time. So does Slam, because they win or I don't put their name on the wheel, and they never win, even though they always take part. So this is one of the very, very, very rare time I'm actually going to honor Spat's request and let him give it away. But I know he will. All right. Well, Solit, this one's yours, my man. And big props to you, what I mentioned, because your name's right up on that leaderboard as well. So these are the people I want to reward. You're in the Discord, you're playing, you're rumbling with us. I see you commenting on our Twitters. I see you sharing posts in the community posts, and you're listening to the live stream today. And we really have a really loyal community. So winner winner chicken dinner. Yeah, you got lucky, Spot. Bert's full of questions today, and I love it. Was the Omnified role to do with the NFTs? Initially, yes. So what I was going to do was sort of backwards. Was I was going to mint the NFTs, and then basically, if you had an NFT, you would be given the Omnified role, which would give you a chance to come into a locked channel where we would do the rumbles and the daily giveaways, and right now the Blue Jay giveaways, because this is the World Series, so we're going to be doing those. All of that would be done under the locked channel. So we will lock down this Omnified channel again. Probably if I'm going to start those rewards, if we start those rewards on Monday, that's when I'm going to lock down this channel. So I think about 35 people so far have that Omnified role, and I'd like to give it away to a lot more people. But unlike some giveaways where I just make it a layup, I want this one to be a little more for people that are contributing. And like I said, your contribution does not solely have to be financial, right? It can be just help the community, help it grow, share something, comment, spread, be active in the Discord, come in, say hello, maybe try to answer a question if you can, or just interact and in some way be part of the community. And I want you to have that role. And like I said, that's where I want to put put my focus. Round 3, 9 players left. Let's see what's going on. Solet, he's out there with a dagger. I always like to use my dagger power graphic. There it is. Normally I save that for GoGen because he's a monster out there with his dagger. 6 players left. Round 5. Let's see. Let me know in the comments if you guys like this half talk, half rumble format we've been doing. Okay, we've got a good question here in the chat. I don't want to take the focus away from this round of rumble yet, but I'm going to answer that. And this is really what I want to do. when we're doing these lives is be able to take the questions like this. And Bert is asking some really good questions today, and we've got some other ones here. So 2 players left. Who's it going to be? Oh, Maradon Ilya, another community member that very familiar with. Not omnified, I know that. 30 Omni tokens coming your way. Was that 1 round or was that 2? I like to play 2 and then move on to something. I don't know. Let's do another one. After this, we will we'll go back to some other things. There we go. All right, so we got 2 minutes here before this rumble starts. So we'll let people filter in and play this. So let's talk about this. Are there any strategies to get the TVL back up? Any partnerships with L2 or protocols to help this as the price tries to find a bottom? Awesome question. You know, this is it's like very hard to answer this without going on for 40 minutes and just getting kind of off topic eventually by how long it takes me to answer this. The short answer is yes. Yes to all of it. Yes, we think up strategies all the time. Yes, we implement new things like the Echo Boost, which encourages people to buy that Omni token and then take it off the market for 2 years, 4 years, which is your number one thing. When those tokens are locked for 2 or 4 years, you know, they're not back in circulation. So that is a strategy that I noticed a lot of the other people are doing, and like I said, worked very well for us. You can't run that all the time. You do have to have gaps in between, and when we roll that out again in a month or 2 months, you'll see, you know, renewed interest, and people will lock up a lot more of that. When it comes to expansion and supporting other chains, that's a big one. I think one of the best ways that we can increase volume overnight, over a week, is being able to support some of these new chains. And a prime example of that is Plasma, which was our 7th chain that we added, our first expanded chain from the 6 we initially launched with. And so when those new chains come out, they usually have some kind of DEX that they've negotiated with, where those initial liquidity pools are going to be done. Because like in the case of Plasma, don't quote me on this, I don't think they went to Uniswap, or maybe those chains weren't supported on Uniswap, or, you know, Sushi Swap or Pancake, whatever. So they usually have some kind of a deal with a DEX. If you can be a good DEX and you can get on there early, and the chain takes off, it's a great way to see huge volume if that chain works. And I think you saw that with Base Swap, where we were just on base so early. The volume was insane. You have first mover advantage, and if you're a trusted name, especially like Omni is, then you know, you can really take a lot of the volume. When I looked at Plasma, and I think we'll go look at Plasma a little bit once this round's done, and we're on round 5. So I think yes, that's a big thing you can do is you can expand to other chains. Now you also don't just want to, every other chain that launches, you want to support it, because then you spread your liquidity too thin, and then you're not going to get any volume because you don't have enough liquidity to actually handle any type of real volume. So it's a fine line between get on there early and support it for that first mover advantage, but don't spread your liquidity too thin. And in a situation where POL, where it's protocol owned liquidity, like in the case of Omni, if we spread that too thin, not only would we maybe not get volume from that new chain, we'd actually hurt the volume that we had because we'd have to reduce the liquidity on base, for example, to support that new chain. So it's a fine line. We are always looking at that sort of thing. Now, when you look at the market in general, and where the token price is, and of course the price of the tokens. Are you kidding? Maradona won again. Okay, 60 is your lucky day. Just write my little note. When you look, so this is a good chance to go over to Dex Screener, and let's look at some of this stuff. When you look at the price and the volume of the TVL, which the TVL is tied to volume, price, so much because the value of your token in the liquidity pools really raises that TVL. The market has to do what the market wants to do. Like, there's a lot of red. If Ethereum is under 4,000 and it's at 3,800, and all these tokens are doing the same thing, our token is not going to go up. It's not going to be the one that swims against the current, right? Now, when the market shifts and it goes up, I've found that Omni token seems to outperform the market. So if Bitcoin's gone up 5%, Ethereum 10%, you see Omni go up 15%, right? That's kind of what I like to watch. If we look at Omni token here, let's take this down. During these peaks, it's not that we were marketing better here or whatever. It's simply the market. We were talking about plasma earlier. Here's plasma. So I look at these top decks, and we need to get our name on this because I don't even know this dex, this OKU. Do Your Own Research Swap was leading for a while and getting a whole bunch of volume, first mover, that I don't believe they should have got. No offense to them at all, but they didn't have farms open. It was pretty much just swapping. I look at this program, or this project, and it's similar to ours. It's a 3x3, and they've got their own token Lithos, and they've got huge APRs. And you look at their token, and it's gone from $1, more like 67 cents, down to 10 cents. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this start picking up a couple zeros really soon. Another one to look at was Avalanche and their black hole. And again, this was a big one. This was up around, at one time, $1.60, $1.38, and where are they? They're down to 13. So again, this was a massive project. They had so many backers and VCs, and you could argue that Omni has done better than them. You could argue that Omni has done better than this one. A project similar to ours on Plasma. So, I'm really rambling here, but yes, we look at price because price it's a marker that people judge Omni by, right? What is the Omni token? How profitable can I be? Is this a good investment to me? When these things go, they go. And sometimes in the chat, people are saying, we need aggregators, we need this. They're waiting for things to happen. And I stumbled across this the other day. So we're over on base here, and we're looking at Aerodrome, and we are looking at the Aero token. And the chart that I'm going to use here is basically a week. So every candle is a week. You look at Aerodrome, and they started on September 11th. Interesting day to launch. So anyways, and they're flight related. Okay, so they're launching on September 11th, and there's nothing going on. September, October, nothing going on. Into November, nothing going on. Into December, still nothing. December, so they're launching from September. We're into the new year in January. There's still nothing going on. We're moving into February, even nothing going on. It's not even a dime. And then, boom, look at this. It goes from 9 cents on February 19th up to 2.30 into April. So this is a very long-winded way of me saying, yes, we are always looking to expand to new chains. We are always looking to provide more value to vOmni holders. But this market, this is not like Aerodrome said, you know what, we should market. Why didn't we think about marketing? And then the token exploded. What this is what I feel Omni is very good at. You have to go out there and make sure that when the people come, when the expansion happens, when the market hits and everyone goes out there, that you can be found, that you can onboard those new users, and you can scale. And right now, Omni can do all of those things. We're on all the big social media platforms. We've got good documentation. We've got a proven product. We've got a proven team. We market all the time. And so when those users come, whether they come in through Coinbase or the Base app or however they come, we can pick up hundreds of thousands of new users, and hopefully we see price appreciation like this, and we see these big huge run-ups. So I hope that answers your question in a long way, saying we're always marketing, we're always working, and when the people come, we will be ready for them. If you are a DEX and you try to launch into this, you can't capture it because you just don't have enough time. You see, it takes no time to go from this 8 cents to 260. If you on March say, oh, I'm gonna launch a DEX on base, you're not catching this, you're catching the downward of this, right? And then your DEX might not even make it. So I think the Omni token has held up well. I showed you two competitors there in Black Hole and Lithos, and our tokens held up. Our tokens held up better for various reasons, and I know it's going to hold up. Like I've said in other streams, we've seen lots of shiny things come and go, and we're still here, and we're still trying to provide value to our community through our Omni holders and our vOmni holders. So Spat says, that's very well explained, CB. I hope so. I feel like I rambled, but I hope so. All right, let's go play another round. All right, we're up to 53 people. The last time on our last stream, just as I was ending, it was I think it was like 100 and something, which I thought was pretty good. I'm loving the new StreamYards program. I'm loving that it can people that aren't available to attend the live are able to go back and listen to this if they want on their own time. I love that it puts the video on Twitter, where you can't do that with the normal space, and on YouTube. And I get 3, 4, 5 times the views after the fact, compared to before we did StreamYard and the videos weren't out. So give Bert the winnings. Okay, no problem. Bert, please open a support ticket. Anyone else that's won here today, open up a support ticket, drop me your wallet address, and I'll get those paid out to you. Wow, we've already been on for an hour. I hope you guys aren't fed up with me. There's not really, I guess, too much to talk about after we do these couple games. We've went over the 8 bonds. You've still got a little bit of time left on those. Omni Echo Boost, we discussed that. You've still got 5-6 days on that, but that's going to be wrapping up very shortly here. Plasma, we talked about plasma a little bit. I really like I like plasma. I'm seeing a lot of good things on plasma. Um, if we go over and look at some of the pools on Omni for plasma, you're going to see some really nice APRs on there. So check that out if you've got some assets on plasma. If not, it's really easy to get them over. I was using. I think I can bring it up here really quickly. I was using this Exchange. We have no affiliation with this. I'm not telling you to use this. I'm just saying this is a good way to do it if you wanted to. Connect your wallet, pick your two chain. So you've got, the super chain, op base, Arbitrum, all that stuff, but you can also do it from Solana and a whole bunch of things, Sonic. So pick your two chain base and then pick your over to Plasma, and you can go with the XPL or the USDTO. Seem to be really popular and easy, super fast. So that's one way to do it. All right, we're into round two. We got 15 players left. This is for 30 Omni tokens. So for all the people listening, wondering what the heck we're doing, we are in the Omni Exchange Discord, and we're just playing some Rumble Royale for Omni tokens while we discuss a few of the updates with Omni. So we're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. I think we'll play another Royale match after this one for 30 Omni tokens. Maybe we'll check out some APRs on Omni currently, and then we'll come back and play our final game at Rumble, and then probably end the stream there. Maradona Ilya is still alive and could possibly win a third round here. We got my man Gojen in there. Someone give my man a dagger. Oh, we just brought three people back to life. So pardon me. So we're from 4 back up to 7. I hope I've done a decent job answering people's questions today. I know my answers are long-winded, but questions like what is the team doing? It's hard to answer that in just one or two sentences. But every day, I'm looking for ways to further promote Omni, to grow Omni, to grow the community, to grow that support. And I know that when the market's ready to do its thing, we are going to be ready to pick up those users and to see the jump. So my advice to people, hold on one second here. We have our winner, Marcilodum. Congratulations, 30 Omni. Let me start up this this last or second last battle. Let's do it. So my advice to people is when it's like this and when the market seems to be showing more red than green, look to just build up your positions in a smart way. Look for things like I'm not suggesting like 8 bonds or something like that, but it is a great way to say, okay, this token's down. I can get it for even a further reduced price. Or, wow, I should lock my, V Omni and get it doubled. And when it goes up, I'm going to see, big price appreciation. So look for smart ways to improve the amount of tokens or the number of tokens that you have. Don't just focus strictly on price. And when the price hits, you'll be ready. We had that point for the Omni token not too long ago where it crossed over $2. So for all those people that were like 80 cents, 90 cents, come on. But the other people in the back, they were just accumulating, they were farming, they were providing liquidity, they were like, it's gonna come, and then suddenly they wake up and they can make a ton of money. right? And is that the last pump you've seen on Omni? No, it's not. So position yourself, you know, focus on accumulation, asset accumulation. That's your whole portfolio, not just one or two tokens, and look for smart ways that you can pick up tokens or earn tokens or win tokens or do all these type of things. Take part in our points program, have a chance to earn, take part in our rumbles, get sent 30 tokens, and just look to keep on building and building and building. And then when the price hits the point that you like, do what you want to do. If you want to take some profit at that point, do so. But there's always opportunities in crypto all the time. And I'll give that competition I was in on Foxify, where everything's crashing, and I think I made about $2,000 in 2 days, and the market's going down. So leverage isn't for everyone, and I really don't use it that much. But I'm just saying that the market doesn't have to be going up for you to be making money. That there's always ways to do it, and you can do it without $5,000 or $10,000. If you only have $10 or $15, then make your goal to get to 100. And if you're at 100, make it 500. And just try to have little goals and do what you can to improve your overall portfolio and be working for it. There's been so many times I had what I thought were dead tokens, and I look and it's up 300% for no reason. But that's how this space can be sometimes, and my mentality is always asset acquisition. And that's just not my crypto mentality, that's my overall mentality in general. I've got lots of sports cards, and I've got metal. I was telling everyone to buy silver 2 years ago. I told my whole family, buy silver, buy silver, buy silver. And now, since I told them that, silver's like doubled in price. So I like to keep a diverse portfolio, but I like to acquire what I consider strong assets. And that's what I like to do. I do focus on price. We all do. But in times when price isn't where I want, asset acquisition. All right. Congratulations to Crypto Viking, who has just won. So we've got a lot of team winning here today. All right, let's go. We're not going to worry about this one. We're going to go look at some APRs on the website, and then we're going to come back, and instead of 30 tokens, I'm going to give away 60, which is the 30 I just won and the 30 for the next round. So let's just quickly go over, because I want to see what all the APRs are doing. So we talked about Plasma, and I mentioned that I saw some good ones here. So you've got 1,400% APR on a wrapped Plasma USDT. Half of this pool is stable, and this is paying 1,400%. Like, forget about it. That's amazing. Here's a stable one, USDE and USDT, at 40% on a stable pair. So crazy. BNB, what's going on BNB? Let's have a look. I think this thing's slowing down a bit on me because I'm trying to stream and do a bunch of things. And I moved it up from 720 up to 1080. Base, oh man, lots of good options on base. Altitude, my man, 316%. That's a good one. For our base swap, BSX and wrapped Ethereum, 200%. A wrapped ETH and Omni, 62. Another WETH and Ethereum and USDC, paying almost 80%. Really good options. Really good options on base. Let me see if I can't get this BNB one to load again. Again, you're not going to be experiencing these hiccups. I'm trying to stream, do Discord. My internet just can't handle all this. So check it out. I'm sure there's good options on BNB. I know you got okay, here we go. Look at that. USDC wrapped Binance, 522. Omni and matching, 2,000,000%. Might have to look at that one. That might be getting set up or fixed right now. But we support 7 chains. Okay, there they are: Base, Plasma, Arbitrum, Avalanche, BNB, Op, and Sonic. Each one has something good. Has something good for sure. So come check out the APRs. You can go over here. You can buy your Omni tokens. You can lock them down. Get the Echo Boost match. If you just like the price and don't want to lock, maybe you have a look at an 8 bond, or maybe you just think that this price is pretty good at 25 or 26 cents, whatever it stands on, and you're going to see a 15-20% run up, next week or something. So a lot of good options there. We talked about the points. Bert, GoGen, I'm thinking of you guys. Hold it. I'm going to be running Monday. We're going to have the ability to run some rewards. If anybody has any thoughts or ideas, drop them in the chat. Drop them in the Discord. Let's see. Let's go through and see if there's some questions. Is Plasma supported in Rabby? No idea. Taz would know that. Spat would know that. Slam would know that. CV doesn't know that. Spatman says, yes, it is. Is there a max supply of Omni? Yes, there is. I should know that. Oh geez. Is it 50 million? Bert, you're in the Discord. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm absolutely, yes, 50 million. Okay. I was gonna say I'm really embarrassed that I don't know that, because like I should, and I did apparently. Will there be buyback and burns in the future? Yes, all the time. In our tokenomics, in the fees, it's a percentage is allocated from the fees to do those buybacks. We were at the beginning, we were advertising that. I think if I can pull it up, we had posted on our social when we did, I think, a $40,000 buyback. And yes, we need to be doing more of those, especially if the token is going to be at a low price. It's a great time to do a buyback, as we can buy back a lot more. So yes, I think we need to also do a better job of letting people know when those happen, after the fact, of course. The Because it's good. That's what the tokenomics allow for. We're doing them. We need to maybe do a better job of letting the community know that those have happened. All right, everyone. I think we've covered everything, unless you want to go back and watch Blue Jay highlights with me. I know I would do that for probably a couple hours, but we will play this final battle, and then we will end this stream. Okay. 2 minutes. 2 minutes till we go. Let's get ready to rumble. $60 Omni tokens paid out on base. Everybody that's won here today, which I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people so far. This will be the 6th. Open up a support ticket. I'll get those paid out right away, as fast as I can. I can see a couple things there. It looks like people have already started to probably open tickets, so that's great. Spat says good night. I guess he's off. It's probably not probably. I know Spat has a big time zone difference between the rest of us. 60 plus people watching right now. Pretty good. Last time we had 100. Now, I had announced that as a rumble, so I'm not surprised we had a lot more people do that one. This one, I tried to be a little sneaky about it and improve the odds for everyone, and I think we did that. Someone's going to walk away with 60 Omni tokens for just this round. I'll try to do these Omni lives, as I'm going to call them now, weekly, and I'd like to bring some guests on, not just me talking and blabbing on for an hour all the time. I'd like to provide a little bit of variety. Sometimes there's more updates from Omni to discuss than others, so maybe on the lighter weeks, I can get a guest or two on. If there's somebody that you'd like me to bring on or want to suggest that I bring on, that's not like Jesse or something from base, or go get Vitalik, because I don't think that's going to happen. But if you have any recommendations on people you'd like to hear more or learn more about that project, drop it in the chat, drop it in suggestions, and I'll see what I could do. All right, round 1, 12 players left. My man GoGen's out early. Let's see how this all plays out. I do thank everyone for tuning into this stream and letting me go over what we're working on. We're really gonna have to pay attention over the weekend and into Monday, when I make the changes to the points program and roll out that meme madness in whatever capacity I do. I don't think the NFTs are going to be too involved. The Madrid 101, that we're going to do something with that, and the omnified role, we're definitely going to do something with that. So we'll leave it at that. Tune in for more details. All right, Kickboy 47, congratulations to you, my man. You have just won 60 Omni tokens, which was 30 for this round and the 30 from the previous one, which I won and have rolled over into the next one. So that's awesome. Anything else left to talk about? I don't think so. There's no more comments. I think I got to everyone's. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, don't forget to say like and subscribe. That's exactly right, my man. Let's if you're following us on Twitter, or you're listening on Twitter, why don't you give us a follow? And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel so you get notified when we do these. So I appreciate Bert for being on top of our leaderboard and for asking a lot of questions and being very active in our community in general, just not on this stream here today. But I think that's it for me today. Emu, he wants one more, but Emu, go in the chat and chat it up with some people, and I'll do a double one next time for that. All right, drop some posts in community posts, Emu, and I'll do a double prize for you next time. Okay, everyone, that's it. Tomorrow, Friday, Blue Jays, Dodgers, 8 p.m. Don't miss it. It's going to be a heck of a series. Raptors are playing. I'm going to be doing a World Series Wheel of Names giveaway, pick the winner that a lot of the people are familiar with already. So it's a good time to get into the Omni Discord, become omnified, be part of our community. Let's grow Omni. The market's going to turn around. Good things are coming, everyone. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll definitely see you in the next one. Bye now, everyone.